Hello and welcome to Have Guitar. Today I'm finally going to review my Gibson SG Standard 2016 High Performance. It has taken a while, but I've had quite a few other things to do, so that's how it goes. We can start off with the finish of the guitar. I can tell you it's fine, really fine. This is the ebony version. You know, there's a red cherry as well. Me personally, I prefer the ebony, or black as I would call it. You can have a look for yourself. How well does it transfer to the video? I have no idea. It's not the best of the video cameras, but it'll have to work for obvious reasons. I love this color. I think it's a lot cooler than the red one, even though the red one is beautiful as well. There is no problems with this one. One thing I noticed, if you hold it in a certain angle towards the light, in the right or wrong angle, you can see a few lines in the paint job, but I think it's intended to be like that because it's all over the guitar, so it's not like scratches or something like that. It's just like, I don't know, maybe the wood is shining through the paint. I really don't know. But the finish, I don't have anything to complain about with the finish. It's a-okay. Then we can talk about the setup from the factory, which is really good actually. Intonation just fine. Couldn't ask for more. I mean, it's not the plect or something, I guess, but it's what you should expect from a guitar. The string height, it's quite low action, I would say. Suits me. Some people like a little bit higher. I like it as low as possible without any bass or stuff like that. I'm not sure if you can see that at all if I hold it up. Can you see it? I don't know. Well, it's working fine anyway for me. Just fine. Just what you expect from Gibson, I would say. Right? So also on the fretboard, no dead tones, no bass, nothing like that. Really nice setup. Nothing to complain about, as you should expect from a Gibson, I think. The pickup switch, called the silent pickup switch, I think Gibson calls it. Well, that sound shouldn't be there. It's not silent, you can hear it. It sounds as much as it does on my Les Paul or my other guitars, but it's a little bit more indistinct, I would say. It's not like, it's a little bit more loose, but not loose as in wobbly like that. It's just a different feel and not quiet. Works fine, as do the knobs. They do what they should do. Both the volume and the tone controls are just fine. So nothing to complain about there either. We can go on and we can discuss the placing of the strap buttons, which has been discussed on a few forums and stuff like that. That one is no problem. Absolutely not. It's this one that might cause somewhat of a problem. The forward strap button. So does it neck dive? Not really. You can see. Hangs quite okay. It's not like it will stay up there, but it goes a little bit down, and it kind of, it doesn't neck dive, but it kind of want to go a little bit downwards, so that's not a big issue. But it's also, at the same time, it's kind of pushing the guitar a little bit away from your body, so it becomes, when you stand up and play the guitar, it's a lot different from playing a Les Paul or another guitar, because you have to kind of hold it up a little bit, just a little bit. Also now I have the guitar a little bit lower than I usually have my guitars, but that's fine. But it's a bit unusual to me, but it's not a big problem. I guess there are two solutions. If you want to modify the guitar, you can either move the strap button up to the horn, right there, as Tony Iommi in Black Sabbath wears his, I think, or you can move it to the heel back here in the middle, and that should, from what I've read and heard, fix any issues. Any issues you have when it's hanging from you. Hanging from you. That's a really good expression. When the guitar is hanging from you. Well, you know what I mean. I hope. But well, I'm not gonna start off by modifying the guitar. It's fine by me, so that's also not a big problem, I would say. So let's discuss the Gibson Gforce system. Can you see it? I bet you can. Yeah, it's I wouldn't say it's one of the reasons why I bought the Gibson SG, but I was tempted to try it. I've had a lot of bad rep about it, but well, it's supposed to have been improved. This year's models, 2016, supposed to have been improved from 2015, and then 2015 can't have been that good for sure. That's what I think, because I'm not that impressed with the Gforce system. I'm not that impressed with the tuners either, actually. Not from a Gibson High Performance model, actually. The Gforce, it does tune the guitar most of the times, but sometimes you get it like a little bit off on a string or two, and it doesn't go as fast as I would have expected, perhaps, and that wouldn't have been a big issue perhaps if the guitar would stay in tune all the time. I've had some problems with that, so I'm not sure, is it because it's a brand new spanking guitar that I haven't played enough for all things to set in and stuff like that? I don't know. I know that I've changed strings on it. I guess it came with Gibson strings. I didn't say anything on the strings, of course. Does it ever say anything on the strings? I don't think so. But I changed it for Elixir strings. Some people love Elixir, some hate them. I kind of like them. Yes, I do. I think they sound great. I think they last long. And if you buy them in the right place, it's a good value for the money. So I've changed the strings, and that was a pain in the behind, I can tell you. Because the tuners, I thought it was first, for some reason, I thought it was Goto tuners. You know, where you lock the string with a screw and stuff like that. No, it's not. It's tuners where you have in the peg you have a hole. So you take the string and then you go up here and you measure it around a bit and you cut it off and you put the end of the string down the hole as far as you can, and then you wind up the string around the peg, and then you start winding the tuners, which on a high performance with the Gforce system is also a pain in the behind, I can tell you. It's yeah, you have to turn a lot more to achieve a lot less than what you would have to do on a regular guitar. So I think changing the strings for me took a while, like maybe an hour or so, which is far longer than it usually takes. So maybe that'll go faster once you get used to it. I don't know, I have no idea actually. So the tuning problem became a little bit better with better quality strings, but I forgot one thing, and that was to put graphite in the nut and on the bridge. If you never heard about that, you're maybe totally confused, but that will prevent the guitar from getting out of tune. There are also some special mambo jumbo you can buy from the music store that probably contains graphite as well, but you can just take a graphite pen and a knife and rub it off in the tracks in the nut and you're good to go. Yeah, for sure. So I forgot to do that, and maybe also I didn't do the best job when I changed the strings, how I attached them to the tuning pegs. I don't really know, I have to try it, because the strange thing is that at times it will stay in tune for like 2 hours of hard playing, and then You can pick it up and you have to tune it 5 times in a row within 15 minutes or so. Of course it will help if you stretch the strings a little bit before you start playing. That always helps. Stretch them, tune it, stretch them, tune it, and it will stay in tune for longer, for most of the time anyway. I also did a little special on this one. I never tried it before. Can you see that? I actually put the strings in from behind and under and up and around. Never done that before. And well, the reason I did that is I've heard it's good for the sustain. And maybe it is, because I'm not really sure if that was a good idea. Maybe you're not even supposed to do that. Maybe I did something forbidden. I don't know. But yeah, well, conclusion is I'm not that impressed with the Gforce system. I've even been thinking about maybe I should just rip that off and replace the tuners with some really high quality tuners instead. But I'm going to give it some time. I guess I could do a comeback video with this to let you know how I decided. But so far not that impressive for most of the time when it comes to a Gibson SG High Performance model. With that said, as I said, I've been playing some long sessions for like a couple of hours where I've had no problems whatsoever with the tuning. So I can't I can't kill it in this review like that, because maybe it does need some time to settle in or something like that. I'm not sure. I guess I'll have to make a follow-up video on that issue within, I don't know, during the fall or something like that, when I had it for a few months. I've only had it for like 4 weeks, something like that, so that could be. So let's discuss the playability, I guess you could say, of this guitar. For me, I would say the playability is top-notch. Yeah, grade A. Actually, I did some recordings in Cubase before recording this review now, and I played a little solo with this one. Then I played a little solo with my ESP Phoenix, which was just fine. Then I took out my trustworthy old Gibson Les Paul, and I could hardly play it, because all of a sudden the neck on the Les Paul felt like a motorway on a bad day, if you can make that reference. I was surprised, because that Les Paul has been my go-to guitar since 1986, I think. So all of a sudden, if I compare the Les Paul with this Gibson SG, it's so easy to play, it should be a law against it, I think, for sure. It has a quite thin neck, soloist, I think they call it as well. You can reach up really high without any problems, as you can see here. I can even reach the pickup without twitching my fingers. You have also the extra string spacing on each of the E strings, just a little bit. It doesn't make the neck feel any wider at all, but you'll never get that, you know, where you slide off, if you have ever done that. I'm not sure. Maybe you're not such a sloppy or wild player as I am, but I've slidden off a few times, if you can say it like that. And it sounds great. I'm gonna do a few more sound clips and put them in between my ramblings around here. The pickups sound great. I actually think on all my guitars I almost only play on the bridge pickup. Because I usually think that the neck pickup sounds muddy or indistinct, or whatever you want to call it. But on this guitar I've played the neck pickup quite a lot actually, and I think it sounds fantastic. The guitar sounds fantastic, and I said it's easy to play. The frets, really nice. You can feel them, but they're doing their job. They're not in the way or something like that. It's a guitar that you want to play. It's easy to play it. It begs you to play it. Please do it! And I do it all the time. I have hardly played any of my other guitars since I got this SG, actually. And more for playability, you can say it's a very versatile guitar, because it can sound really heavy. Maybe not like a guitar with EMG active pickups, like all modern metal bands use today, so they can sound just the same. But it can sound really heavy, and it can sound really bluesy and nice, jazzy almost. I think you can do most kinds of music with the stock pickups, which are 498 in the bridge and 490 at the neck. Sounds great. Absolutely great. And speaking of the Gforce system, now I've detuned the guitar quite, well, maybe not heavily, but I've detuned the guitar. So you can judge for yourself how it goes. It will sound horrific now. When I turn it up, you can see I'll take a... Nice! So, this is how you do it. I'm not sure, it's a bit tricky to show you here, but I'm gonna try it anyway. You press that button, everything starts to blink, and you just pull the strings. I can't see anything, so I have to move back. Sorry for that. That became a little bit of a mess, because when I was sitting in front of the video camera, I couldn't see anything. So I couldn't see which string is it begging me to hit again. So, well, but you saw, I can do it again. Detuned? It's detuned. Let's do it without that trick in front of the camera. See, now I turned the tuners quite heavily around, but shouldn't it be able to cope with that? I think so. Let's do it one more time, because now it was like the E string, it tried to stay way too deep for what it should be tuned in. So let's give it one more shot now when it's decently tuned. That went a lot better, I would say. But as you see, when it's really out of tune, like it was when I started, it didn't really live up to what it should be living up to, if you say it like that. There was something else I was going to say about the Gforce system. Yes. And there's one more thing that is really kind of bad about the Gforce system. Because you have like 18 slots. So these slots, each slot can contain one tuning, so it could be a standard tuning like I have now. It could be a drop D tuning, an open G, whatever. So we have 3 different colors on the LED lights for the strings. There's red, blue and green. So when it's green E, it will mean it's a standard tuning. Green A would be a drop D. That's right. I think you get the point, right? So the 12 first banks are already set by Gibson with various tunings, and there's 6 last banks or slots you can set with your own alternative tunings. But there is no way that you can see which LED light is corresponding to which kind of tuning. You have to keep that in your mind. And I'm not sure, maybe you have a really good memory, but I for sure does not have a good memory, not at all. Like I could keep 18 different slots in my head, like green G, that's open D. No, I would never remember that. I would much more prefer the system to have like a little window or something where you can actually see which tuning you're aiming for the guitar. So that's not intuitive at all, according to my opinion. That's also for the Gforce system, from my point or my perspective. So, my conclusion of the Gibson SG Standard 2016 High Performance, longest name in the world ever for a guitar. My conclusion is that it's not that easy to make a conclusion. No, I'm just kidding. It's, as a guitar, it sounds great. It's really a joy to play the guitar. It has a few minor issues. One is the placing of the strap button, which me personally, I can live with that. The other one is that the Gforce auto tuning system does not live up to the hype. Not for 2016 either. So as I said, 2015 must have been pretty bad, I think. And the tuners, well, they might or might not come to par with the guitar in this price class. I'm not going to go into price classes because I bought this guitar in Sweden, and in Sweden I paid around 11,000 crowns for it, and what would that be in US dollars? I think that will come up magically here in text, in best case, if I remember it. But would I go for a high performance again? Yes. Maybe. No. I don't know actually. It's really hard to say. I love the guitar. I love the way it sounds. I love the way it plays. I love the flexibility of the sounds it can produce. I also love the fact that it's lightweight compared. I've had some problems with my shoulders, so when I've been rehearsing with my band, I've been playing my Les Paul, and I've been really, my shoulders are killing me. Playing with this SG, no problems at all. And as I said, I had some problems with my with my Les Paul before when I recorded some solos as a comparison. Just taking the Les Paul off the wall was like, oh my god, is it that heavy? Yes, it is, compared to this lightweight baby. You can see. And it doesn't have any less sustain or tone or anything. And I think you should know that because an SG sounds really great. I mean, Angus Young, Tony Iommi, well, they have a fantastic guitar sound, both of them. But I guess you shouldn't do what I did. I just ordered it because in my local store they didn't have the high performance model in stock. So I took a shot. I think, what the heck was my thought. So I just ordered the guitar. And it came out well. Sometimes it do and sometimes it doesn't. And but I would recommend you to try it out before, and preferably you should try it side by side with the traditional SG, which doesn't have the extra wide neck or string spacing. It doesn't have the Gforce tuning system, and a few other minor things like the titanium nut and the titanium bridge, stuff like that. And also it does not come with the hard case, which is a big deal for me. I don't like soft cases. But for the guitar itself, hell yes, it's one of the best guitars I've played, for sure. Then it has a few minor quirks, nothing that can't be sorted out. You could move the strap button and that's not even a problem for me. You could remove the Gforce system and give it to the kneading, and then you could change the tuners for whatever tuners you would like. There's a variety on the market, so you could choose whatever your liking is. So that's not a big deal. But changing the pickups, from my point of view, there is no reason to change the pickups. It sounds great. And so my conclusion would be that it's really it's a great guitar. It's a player, it's a looker, at least in my eyes. I'm not sure what you're saying. And I'm gonna keep it for sure. It's close to being my number one guitar right now. But that's, you know, new love like that. If I should give it a rating, did you say that? I would give it 8 out of 10, which is quite good. If the Gforce had been a little bit better, it would be a 9 out of 10. And then you were asking, why don't you give it a 10? Because it takes something pretty damn special to be a 10 when I give the grades. I'm a hard master, you know. So yeah, I think that's it. Go out and try them. I'm gonna do some recordings of it. You're gonna get the sound directly in the room from what the video camera captures, and I'm also gonna try to record it in Cubase at the same time, so I can make like a room studio comparison of the sounds. And I'll be playing it all through the Kemper, because that's what I got. So and I'll also try to do a couple of variations, A/B tests. I mean, I'm gonna do play something with this one, then I'm gonna switch to my Les Paul, then I'm gonna switch to my ESP, and you can see if you can hear any difference. I'm not too sure you can, but maybe you can. You tell me in the comments. So that's it from me for now. I hope you liked the video. It's the first one I ever do where I'm sitting in front of the camera like this. So that's a bit nervous, of course. And I know my English isn't perfect, my playing isn't perfect. But so what? That's life. That's me. That's what you get. No more, no less. But at least it's me, and I'm happy with that. And also, I have to say this, I guess, I'm gonna try to get this channel to grow a little bit. So if you like it, please hit subscribe, hit like if you want to. If you have something to tell me, do it in the comments. I'll be more than happy to reply back. Or if you have any questions, do it in the comments below. If you don't like the video, why? Tell me in the comments. I want to improve. So that's it for Have Guitar for now. And I'll hope I'll be seeing you around soon again. Bye! pickup. Both pickups. Neck pickup. Both pickups. Neck pickup. Both pickups. A neck pickup. Bridge pickup. Then we take both pickups. Goes like this. Neck pickup only.